Hey, this is Jim with the Fast Leader Show and Call Center Coach, and I'm here with Justin Robbins.
Jim.
At ICMI's Expo.
Great to see you.
Now, Justin, I think there was a recent announcement that they were going to make to the entire conference that said in 3 years, none of these people are going to be here because AI is going to wipe them out and take them all over there. All their jobs are going to be gone.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Our industry is going to become obsolete. We might as well just pack it up and give up while we can, right? Is probably what we want to... I'm not buying it.
I think we all need to learn how to code, maybe, huh?
No, I don't know. Jim, so to be serious about the topic for a minute, AI, so it continues to be, I think of AI now as omnichannel was 10 years ago. We were all talking about AI is coming, then it's omnichannel was coming, it's coming. Now it's here, and what we talked about then and what it looks like now is very different. And so to me, I'm thinking AI in some ways is kind of here, but it is coming. So me, as I think through the conference this week and I hear some of the keynotes, I do think we should be asking the question of what will AI and just business intelligence in general look like for our centers? And it's not going to be making everybody redundant. That much I know.
Yeah, and I think, several people have said it, talking about the keynotes, and even these are people who are actually living the experience, right? Saying how it's really the important skills that are going to be of high need that we'll have to develop because when we start looking at the workforce and the way that the workforce is lacking some of those skills, it's really around empathy and emotional intelligence, isn't it?
It is, and I get really excited for the future this paints for contact centers for two reasons. One, the hope, and if we get AI right and we build it in the way that I personally feel that it should be built, is we are going to free our agents up to use those skills when it comes to empathy, when it comes to navigating the gray of the customer experience. We're going to be able to have our agents use those skills and not be caught in the cycle of redundancy of always doing the monotonous, mundane tasks. Second reason why I'm excited, though, is because for us to get there, to get to that place where we use AI well, it means our knowledge bases, our business intelligence, our systems, our processes. Right now, the work we should be doing is clearly defining them, outlining them, having documentation, strong understandings, because great AI is only fueled by having a solid foundation of what all of that looks like. So to me, I think it's an exciting time, but there's a daunting task ahead. No matter what we do with AI right now, I think we do need to be locking in those systems processes so that we can have that better future.
Well, and there is one other thing that I kind of heard somebody talking about, is saying that how a lot of the leaders in our industry are kind of like walking on eggshells, kind of like in fear of their jobs because of all of this AI. And I would dare to say that they need to think differently. What do you think?
Yeah, so I'm going to back this up with some research that I did probably about a year and a half ago when we looked at what do leaders at the most senior levels in organizations want from artificial intelligence, and it's not to eliminate agent jobs, it's not to eliminate the contact center. It really is to do probably two fundamental things. One is better address some of the problems we're having with the customer experience, where customers are trying to self-serve, and the systems, the programs we put into place just aren't effective at meeting their needs. But the honest kind of truth to it is that most senior leaders, executives, even coming down to contact center leadership, they want to know that if they're investing in human resource to handle their contacts, that they are using their skills to the best of their ability, that they're not just droning or becoming robots. Jim, we've come a long, long way from scripted service and just this mechanical approach to meeting our customers' needs, where I'm excited. Executives are saying the customer experience is where they're going to differentiate, and they recognize now that AI can be the enabler. It can augment the experience, but the executives I talk to, they're not planning to get rid of the contact center anytime soon.
Yeah, and I would dare to say that now is really time for these leaders in these contact centers to take a more proactive and even assertive role in actually driving this experience to where it needs to go and where it can go.
Yeah, CX initiatives in the organization, the contact center and leaders in the contact center have to have a voice there. It can't be driven by marketing. It can't just be driven by maybe people who have, if there's brick and mortar involved, or business intelligence. You need to have kind of a well-represented table of voices. Contact center needs to be a role in that. And I think being here at events like this give those leaders some of the strategic insight to start getting a voice at the table if they don't have one right now.
So, okay, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
You had one recommendation to everybody who's actually going to be watching this. What would it be?
With their contact centers, and one recommendation for approaching the future?
Absolutely.
Ooh, Jim, you're making me think here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
This is great. So I would say that right now, to me, the biggest thing that I'm going to be thinking about is how I need to be evolving and adopting the role of the front line and gaining intelligence to the entire customer experience. I would say that if you're in a contact center right now and you don't have a great relationship with marketing or you don't have a great relationship with your product team, I would focus on building the inroads, creating the relationship, because if you want to have a seat at the table, if you want to be, the voice that's driving the organization forward, if you want to accomplish your strategic initiatives, it comes down to relationships. So the one piece of advice that I have right now is, if your contact center's been in a silo, if you feel segmented from the organization, you need to be building those inroads. You need to be focusing on those relationships. So whether it's lunch with your marketing leaders, or whether it's just sending some updates to some of your executives about what the contact center is doing, how you're using customer intelligence, how you're really trying to understand who they are and what they need, and how you're working to meet those needs. To me, I know it sounds like a lot, but to me, my number one thing I'd focus on right now is building relationships with my peers in the organization.
Justin Robbins, as always, thanks for sharing your knowledge and wisdom, and we wish you the very best.
Hey, Jim, thanks.